So this is the new camper van. There's a solid deck for 275 watt panels, giving 1.1 kilowatt maximum, of course. So this is a shot from above the bedroom. You can see that the solar panels, I've taken all that top hat that the van had on, and I've just replaced it with 4 flat panels. So 4 flat panels that look like they need a bit of a clean as well. It's the middle of winter here, so I'll give them a bit of a clean before I go off. So let's have a quick look inside, and this is all new now, so, or I should say, yeah, it is all new. So I don't know if you remember last time, as you walked in here, there was a big unit with the sink and everything. Well, I've put all that over the other side, and I've just put a bench in here. This bit has remained the same. So the shower is still the same. The toilet slides out from here when it's not in shower mode. I've shown that enough on other videos. I've now painted this into a powder grey colour, which makes it look really good. The fixed bed is there. This bench is new, and what I've done in here is house some of the electric, and this'll be for food storage, I think, behind that Foreman grill. Let's get this lot out. I should have got this out actually before I started filming. One of those, I don't know how I got it in. So that's a new step to help you get in the van. Here is an old brush that I'll probably put above, and this is a Foreman grill, electric grill. Right, now, so what I've done different here is, let me just open this safe, because I've got a safe in here which will nicely hold the, I was going to put a latch on the bench, but I don't really need one with this safe, so that holds it up. So what I've done here, made a bench here, and moved the electrics. So that's the circuit breakers for all the electrics. I've divided it as hobs, kitchen, water heater, lounge area, entrance and rear. So everyone is on its own circuit breaker. Next to that, I fitted now a Renogy 60 amp DC to DC, battery to battery charger, and rather than do it when the ignition's on, I've put it on a manual override. So what I can do is, basically, if the batteries need charging, I can start the engine up, come back here, flick the switch on. I won't do it now because the engine's not on, and that will then send charge from the front battery and the alternator back to the battery bank, which that's going to be a game changer in winter, definitely. The isolator fuse that you see at the side is a link to the circuit from the front. So if when your van's been basically it's allowing my battery bank and solar panels to charge to the front battery, because like if you're not starting the engine, especially in winter, for a long time, I can just connect that, and now the battery bank and the solar is now going through to the battery at the front. So that's going to be really good as well. Okay, so that is that. Let's get this broom out of the way. Everything else is the same, other than, like I said, I've painted certain cupboards just so that it all matches. The lino is new as well, and this is going to be good as well. So coming in, we have a 240 volt at the front. We've got a 240 volt there for if you were charging a laptop or something, and we've got a 240 volt over the kitchen area. So the cabin to the front there is there. Then in this, there's a huge locker here. I've just put a spare duvet up there, but that goes the full length of the van, as you can see in there. So that will be great storage, as well as all that garage room at the back. You've got a fan here. What's to say about a fan? The controls are here, so you can have it on blown, in, out. There's a fan at the back there, over the back, near the back doors, so you can have a through ventilation. It's exactly the same fan that. You've got 6 cupboards, so 3 this side, 3 this side, and then you've got 2 at the front here for possibly food or whatever. There's a charging point in the rear cupboard, so if you want to put laptops on charge or phones out, you know, that are hidden from view, you can put them on charge over there. For something a bit more convenient, there's a charging point here, a USB charging point. So let's go over what's been changed in the van. So the cupboards, the overhead lockers are left in the same place. The shower and the toilet are left in the same place, because that would have just been too much work to shift. But everything else, so the water heater, the Propex gas heater, that is still in the same place, but things have changed. So what we have is a kitchen area now, which features this brilliant pine worktop, which actually was a pine table, a 5 foot by 3 foot table that I bought off eBay, sanded down, recut and everything, and it's turned out really well. We've got a latch that lifts up there to reveal the cooking surfaces. So here we've got a 2-burner gas hob, LPG hob. The fittings I keep under here in a plastic case so they don't rock about and things. And we've got a 2-burner electric induction hob, which when the van is used in summer primarily, I mean you can use it in winter, but you've got to know that you're going on a journey or something and you can get power back into your battery. If you know that, then yeah, there's no reason why you can't use the induction hob in the winter. We've got the control for the Propex heater here. I thought it was far enough away from the cooking surfaces, and this Propex heater, what I find is that you will probably have it on full most of the time, except when you went to sleep, and then you might turn it down to halfway, so that the boiler would kick off. Otherwise the heater will go full all night, and you don't really need that. So what I thought with this lift up top here is that it will protect the hobs because these are glass hobs, so you've got to be careful what you do with them. But it will protect them during the day. But not only that, it gives you a great platform to put a laptop on here and assume a standing position, which is much healthier than sat crouched on the bed, say. So I thought, no, that will work really well with doing a laptop. So under this, if we look at this cupboard now, under the work surfaces, there wasn't really much room. I could have maybe tried to squeeze a Thetford gas oven in here, but the problem was the space needed underneath for the sliding toilet, the composting toilet, was such that, you know, it governed the kind of space that you had to work with. So in the end, what I've opted for is I already had a little electric oven, and that little electric oven I can bring out of the cupboard, put it on the work surface here, plug it in there, and if it's a pie or a quiche or a small pizza, I can do that. I did think about putting a microwave here on the wall, but at the moment I've just left that space free for a couple of reasons. If you think about it, when the cooker's in use, you know, so you're boiling rice or pasta, you've got steam coming up here. I didn't really want to put things here per se. Maybe something narrow, maybe a spice rack, something like that might work. I have got the fan here, so hopefully it'll draw the steam out. That's the idea. Yeah, I thought rather than put something up and regret it later, I'm going to leave that space free. Okay, so as well as that cupboard there, we've got a cupboard under the sink, which I'm going to use as a cutlery cupboard and odds and sods, whatever we can kind of get in there. So there's a cutlery tray in there at the moment, and we'll see how that works out as well. Okay, so underneath the work surface here, we've got controls for the induction hob, and we've got controls for the water heater. So this is an electric water heater, and if you look over the other videos, all the power and water and LPG all is exactly the same. So this has got an LPG tank of 55 litres, which equates to 2 large gas bottles. It's about the same kind of gas, maybe a bit more. I fitted in the past a 28 litre gas LPG, but with the big one like this means that you could really go off grid quite a while and not be hunting around like you see so many van lifers hunting around for LPG when they've run out. So talking of LPG, actually let's just have a look at the controls. So the controls for the LPG are dead simple. This is a tank on and off switch, so you press it and you see the tank. I went and filled up the other day, so the tank is full at the moment, and it means that you're not crawling about to turn your gas off or anything. You just turn it off here, which is super easy. The other, while we're on the instrument panel here, the other things are we've got a battery monitor, so that's telling me at the moment there's absolutely no sun at the moment. I've got the lights on in the van because it is so dark outside. What is coming in is well, nothing's coming in really, because we're using 0.8 of an amp to power the lights. Well, the lights are 1.6, so yeah, there's about 0.7 coming in on the charge. This is really useful though, because it can tell you what you've discharged since you last reset, and it's really useful. That's why I fitted it again. Moving on, we've got the solar controller that you see on everyone's vans. This one just allows you to remote control the solar controllers that are under all the gubbins there, under in the powerhouse section. On this van I've got 700 watts of solar that are arranged. There are 4 panels, 175 panels each, 175 watts each I should say. So you've got 2 panels basically running one into the other, providing a 350 watt dual system. And to be able to, so I've got 2 solar controllers to be able to monitor those. And at the side here, so I fitted, I had this in the other van, a switcher. So I can basically switch between the 2 different setups. So it will tell me instantly if one of the panels or one of the series is not working correctly, or one's parked in shade or something. So as you can see, that one is drawing what, 0.2 amps at 14.4 volts, and the other panels, which is crazy small, is drawing 0.4 amps. So they will, when I've done tests in the summer, or when the solar was shining, will probably give you about between 40 and 50 amps, which is really useful. So moving on, we got the sine wave inverter. This is a 3 kilowatt because of the big power things like the induction hob, and I didn't show you, but this is where the water heater sits, and there's the control thermostat. You will probably leave that on economy most times because the water is hot enough with it on economy. With the inverter I've fitted, it's a 3 kilowatt inverter, and the cabling that I've used is all doubled cable, so there's no chance of fire or anything like that with the size of cable that I've used. So just simply to turn it on and off, it's got two modes. There's a power saver off and there's a power saver auto, which basically means that if nothing is asking for current, your inverter will save power. So what I've just done then is turn the electricity on, and you'll see, because the fridge is coming on, it's shooting up. So 34 amps at the moment. Now that will carry on for, it depends, because the fridge hasn't been on for quite a while, it may go on for a minute or something like that, maybe more, but it'll drop down to about, this fridge uses about 5 amps when it's on. So you can see that, you're just seeing it drop down to 7 amps. Okay, I'm going to change battery because in the camera, so you can see it's drawing 7 amps, and it'll draw that for probably about 20 minutes. It's quite cold today, so it should cool down fairly quickly. I'll just change battery in the camera. So as I was just talking, the fridge uses probably, I think it uses about 30 amps a day. It's often good to talk in terms of amps when you're trying to work out the power usage of a van. So the fridge uses between 30 and 40 amps a day. The lights probably use 15-20 amps, something like that. If you had a laptop, that would use stuff. So I've kind of configured this van to use about 100 amps per day. I'm saving loads of power now because in the last fit, I don't know if you remember, but the fridge, there was a fridge freezer sat here. Now on the refit, like I said, this van is so much better now because it feels, even though I've done it stealth, it feels so much airier. There's so much more space. You're not tripping over things. I mean, I have lost an L-shaped lounge in the Sacrifice, but given how tight the L-shaped lounge was, I don't actually think I've lost anything really, especially with this bench seat here. There's enough room to just sit around, and on the bed there as well you can, if you wanted to sit around or lounge around, that's fine. So just finishing off the control panel, what we've got are two switches. One is for the fans for the composting loo, which draws air out, and the other one is the pump for the water. And as I said, there's a charging point there for your phone or whatever, iPad. And here is the water meter. Like I said, that on this van, the tank is huge. You probably wouldn't always fill it. The water. So I'll give you a shot of the back of the van. It's up on the curb here, so I'll have to hold this door open. But this is a shot from the back now. So the fixed bed is in, and then you've got the whole garage space. So going from the bottom here, that white fascia is the amount of insulation that's throughout the whole floor. So there's 5 inches of insulation. The black section just above it is where the water pipes run from the tank outlet, which is here. You've got access beneath this panel here. This short section here just comes up. This pole here is for holding the doors open. Yeah, the pipes run down here and along this side, on the right side of the van from the back. And as you can see, you've got the whole garage space, so there's no batteries. All the batteries and the tank are under this section here. There's a fuse box which you can access from this panel here, just at the side here. There's a 240 volt here. There's your blow up for the airbags here, on the left side and the right side. The left one looks as if it's down, and it's just because, again, the van is tilted at the moment. They're both the same pressure. Yeah, this fixed bed's turned out really well. Over there in the corner, I don't know if you can see at the top, there's a heating vent, so I can heat the garage. I tend to have it closed, mostly closed. And this is just like a rubber sheeting, which will be nice and easy to clean. I think for storage I'm going to get tubs that I can just push in and pull out. Like I said, I don't know if I said, but this tank is a water tank, is a 250 litre. It is absolutely massive. I've just filled it now to show you what's what. Basically, each one of these lights shows 50 litres. So I don't know if you can see there, but the last light I put on was a red one, just to tell you that you're on your last 50 litres. But as you use the light, use the water up, the lights will go off. So it's a really quick, easy way to tell how much water you've got in. I didn't fit a grey water tank meter, for the simple reason that you're probably gonna you know, empty that as you go along. So I didn't think that there was a need to do that. I think from memory, the tank for the grey water is about 50 litres, maybe, something like that. At the last MOT I got them to weigh the van, and now with all the additions it's down to 3,100 kilos, so 3.1 tons, which effectively gives me 400 kilos to play with before I'm even overweight. But with the added suspension I've put on it, the van will never look down. So if I show you the wheel arch, I'll show you the new tyres as well. All terrain tyres, so if you notice there's a snowflake on it there, there's a snow there, and then this signal, this marking here, that mountainside, means they're all terrain. So they're looking really good. I'm glad I I cleaned all the hubs up. I mean, it's a good wash, the van, but you can see what's what. See that now I've used the pine cladding throughout. I like pine cladding. My music studio that I've been in for 20 odd years is all pine clad. I think it's for me it's just a great feel. I love the smell of wood as well. All I've done with this is a clear varnish. It's had about 3 coats, and looks really good. You've got reading lights, so you've got 4 of these, one there, one there, one there, one there, depending on if you're having to sleep the other way around. While we're talking about the bed is 5'9" long, by I think it's 5 foot wide. So it's plenty wide enough. The height, I'm 5'9", so the bed is just about the right size for me. You could have done with a bit more maybe, and I could have, in hindsight, maybe cut out panels that they do. But as this van kind of, as you can see, it starts to encroach here, I could have put maybe a bit more room, but we'll just... you just have to do, if you're 6 foot something, then if you bought this van, then you'd probably want to do something with it. So you've got 4 lights, 4 lights there for reading. You've also got strip lights under the cabinets. I fitted these, if you remember, with the kitchen was here. So you've got these strip lights. So there's no point in taking them out. The strip lights under there, and there's a strip light under this side as well, that you can see there, which adds a bit of mood lighting to the place. Apart from that, bog standard kitchen sink, stainless steel. I think it's easy to clean, easy to replace if you need. So it's quite large, although it doesn't look deep. It's quite wide, which it will be fine for washing up and things, doing your teeth, whatever. And so I think that's about it.